Good morning. What do you do when circumstances beyond your control keep you from doing the things that bring you joy and meaning? Keep you from doing the things that you really want to do? Right now, in one degree or another, we're all having to answer that question because we're all having to face that issue because of the pandemic. I know grandparents who've had a grandbaby born, and of course, they didn't get to be in the hospital and maybe didn't get to go see the grandbaby in the family for weeks and weeks. We know how you can't go visit people in the hospital. You can't even be with loved ones if they're passing away. We also know how many parties have been canceled right now. Big Christmas parties and office gatherings and getting to go out to your favorite restaurant. And there's just been so many things that we've really been deprived of, kept from getting to do this holiday season. And the question really becomes, how do you respond? What do you do when you don't get to do the things that bring you such joy and meaning? It was Mayor Holt about a week before Thanksgiving who asked us in Oklahoma City if we would try to stay home, if we would refrain from large gatherings, if we would, as an employer, let our employees work remotely, to work from home for at least the next 10 days. It was getting us all the way through Thanksgiving. He made that request, and at St. Luke's, even though we're not required to follow those suggestions because we are a religious organization, we felt the responsible thing for us to do was to try to be a part of the answer in our community. And so we suspended our in-person worship and we allowed our people to work from home. We're not going to have any large gatherings of people this holiday season, even though that's what I love to do. I also know so many people wouldn't come right now because everybody's trying to be cautious. And we've now made the decision that we're not going to come back to in-person worship till sometime in January. We'll have to look at what's going on. The numbers are just going crazy right now with hospitalizations and ICUs, and that means we're also going to lose Christmas Eve. So what do you do when the things that bring you great joy and meaning, those are the things you're kept from doing, and it really is kind of beyond your circumstance and your control? I think what's important right now is that all of us remember the purpose of the holiday season. All of these other things that we are doing are traditions and things we like to do because they get us into the Spirit. But the purpose of this season is for us to prepare our hearts for the birth of our King. It's to prepare our hearts to be able to experience the birth of that baby in Bethlehem so long ago, to be born in our lives again. It's why I've suggested that you have an Advent wreath, and this week, every single day, we've been lighting the candle of love, thinking about the gift of God's love for us and how we need to now go out and to share that love with others. This year is going to be different. There is no way around it. And so what we have to do is to take seriously being creative and being intentional and figuring out new things to do so that we prepare our hearts and so we wind up finding out how to share love. I've worked hard right now, and I can't say that I'm there yet, but I've been working hard to try to move past the sadness and the grief over not getting to do the things that have always brought such meaning and joy, and instead get excited about being creative and saying, what can we do to make this year memorable, unique, and special? We can prepare our hearts for the coming of our King. We can find wonderful ways to express our love. It's really all up to us and the spirit and the attitude that we choose to take. So as you start this week, I really want to encourage you. As we end this week, I really want to encourage you, as you go into the weekend, to be thinking, what are you going to do this year that is going to be different and exciting and unique? Just remember, Christ is coming. Christ will be born. The question is, will our hearts be prepared to receive the love that God offers? I hope you have a really blessed weekend.